English with Deck. Hey, alright! What's up? Alright, let's go! Nice. Okay, now, does anyone recognize what I'm about to say? Boil 'em, mash 'em, stick 'em in a stew. No? Okay, let me add to that. Potatoes! Boil 'em, mash 'em, stick 'em in a stew. Lovely, big, golden chips with a nice piece of fried fish. If you caught that, great reference right there. If you didn't quite catch it, not an issue. It is a little bit, maybe niche could be a good way to describe that. Niche. It is from Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, and it is a quote from none other than Samwise Gamgee. But Deck, why are you talking about Lord of the Rings? Well, Lord of the Rings is an absolute classic, you know. I mean, everyone has their own tastes, their own preferences. Personally, I absolutely love it. I have loved it since I was a kid, and will quote it for days. Of course, though, Lord of the Rings is pretty heavy. Not the easiest English involved in there. In fact, they have other languages thrown in there too. But, you know, there are some iconic lines which have come out from there, as in many movies. And now, why did I mention potatoes? Boil 'em, mash 'em, stick 'em in a stew. Lovely big golden chips with a nice piece of fried fish. Well, I just thought I'd bring it to the surface, you know, to distract you from the main topic today. But now bringing back to the main topic. Yes, we are not talking about potatoes. We did mention vegetables in the last episode, though. Now, with vegetables in Japan, as I mentioned, it's very common to sort of receive them frequently if you're lucky enough to have good neighbors, and of course, people do receive them infrequently. Like I did mention, me and my family, we are lucky enough to quite frequently receive them. And now that brings me from vegetables. What would be the next ideal topic after that? So other episode we did barbecue, and then last episode we did vegetables. So now, well, the obvious topic to go to is not potatoes, it's fruits. If you answered fruits, if you didn't answer fruits, well, good try. Okay, now yes, fruits. Now, we need fruits, same as vegetables. We need fruits to live. They have plenty of vitamins, plenty of natural sugars. You know, they're amazing. Fruits are brilliant. You know, they're easy to eat. Some are poisonous though, so be careful. But they're easy to eat. They're readily available in most climates. You can do so many things with them, as you can vegetables. Now, why am I mentioning fruits? Well, living in England, you know, I could go to the supermarket and I could purchase fruits readily. You know, greengrocer as well, of course. I could purchase fruits readily. I could get bananas, get melons, get apples, pears, oranges of various types. Those are just the basic ones, obviously, grapes, strawberries, etc. And of course, over the years, I grew various ones. Vegetables as well. I think I forgot to mention that last time. But yes, I did grow various ones. And to varying degrees of well, completion. You know, some of the fruits and vegetables I grew turned out pretty well, some not so well. And part of that is the weather. Part of that was also my attention to detail. And as a landscaper, or an ex-landscaper, you might say, eh? Really? Oh yeah, busy life and whatnot. Ha 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 ha. Excuse, excuse, excuse. But I want to talk mainly about fruits where I live now. Now, where I live now is, I would say the best way to describe it is subtropical. It's not tropical, but it's definitely not quite a very mild climate. I mean, you've got palm trees, you've got the beach, for example, you've got very tropical-esque plants, tropical-esque fauna and vegetables. And fruits, I'm so sorry. And vegetables, to be fair. Anyway, now that brings me to the fruits which I see regularly and the fruits which I again receive, luckily, from neighbours and friends. Now, for example, apples and stuff, of course. Japan is a big apple producer, but not in this area. Melons, melons do grow around here, but they're not the most famous thing from this area. Now, let's get to the oranges and the satsumas. Ooh! Now, the biggest, or I don't know about the biggest, but a big area or big producing area of oranges and satsumas would be a place called Ehime, but they are obviously grown all over the shop. And where I live is no exception. There is an abundance of orange groves. Orange groves? Yeah. Orange grove? One second. Orange. Yes, orange grove. I am so sorry. It didn't sound quite right when I said it, but of course. Yes, so orange groves surround. Yes, sorry. I am so sorry there. It sounded. It didn't sound quite right when I said it, but yes, of course, orange groves are in abundance in this area. And for example, when it is the season, um, you see so many now people produce them on such a large scale, just for personal use, that they end up just handing them out to various businesses, local people, various residences, etc. And up until recently, we have had an endless supply of bloody oranges. This year, I actually didn't make any jam. I have done in previous years, but honestly, the amount of vitamin C going into my family's body is commendable. However, still managed to get ill once or twice, but nothing serious apart from one pretty serious bout of illness. So that's an improvement from previous years, definitely. But yeah, so oranges are absolutely amazingly abundant here. Now, not just oranges, strawberries grow readily here. Strawberries, oranges, and many others. For example, you can also find fruits like feijoa, pomegranates, and even avocados occasionally. Although I've only seen these in private gardens. Of course, berries, plums, various lemons. Citrus is very widely found. And of course, where I live, there are obviously olives. Now that is an interesting one. But that's a story for another time. So I thought I'd share the fact that in a place like Japan, you do have a really wide variety of domestically growable foods. Whether it's fruits, whether it's vegetables, you can have a pretty healthy life. So I do really count myself lucky just for how much of those I receive on the weekly basis, actually. So yeah, definitely no complaints there. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed this slightly insightful episode, and yeah, as always, have a brilliant morning, have a wonderful afternoon, and a stupendous evening. See you in the next one.